Well, Phenom was kind of heading everything in this particular point of the adventure because, you know, Adel was having family conversations, so not entirely sure where we're going to go from here.
Well, if I do recall, Adel finished her family conversations, and now we have moved on to Gloomhollow's personal quest because a certain someone found the crown and is currently wearing it and is in a deep sleep that they're not going to wake up from if their crown is not removed from them post-haste, and we need to figure out where they are.
So, are we just going to be... Well, here's the small issue, though. We still don't know where the castle is.
Well, there is someone with nigh omniscience around, so...
I suppose. Elvie will reach over and tap Obitus on the shoulder. Excuse me.
Obi will continue to look at Luna for a minute before slowly rotating. You're not sure how because his feet aren't moving, but he just rotates a few degrees until he is now looking at you with the same expression he had been looking at Luna with.
What expression was that?
Just intrigue.
Okay. Is he doing like the owl neck twist?
No, like hand on chin, imitating like an investigator looking at a clue.
Okay, but like is his neck twisting like 180 degrees?
No.
Okay. If I may inquire, you are a being that has been around a very, very long time, I'm assuming, and you have a great amount of knowledge and information. And I was wondering if you happen to know something about an item called the Dream King's Crown.
He watches you for a minute before saying, "Well, I have been around a long time. I haven't been here a long time."
Fair point. Does that change... Does that mean you have no idea what I'm talking about?
I do not know what you are talking about.
Fair point. No, I thought I would ask. Forgive me. You may continue.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask. It's just, don't be surprised when I say no.
Absolutely. I just thought you would, but you're alright. You don't seem to be from here, so that makes sense. I shall return to mine window. Nope, that is the wrong goose. Oh no, that is... The geese were on top of each other.
Gooseception.
Gooseception.
Is there any... Who was the one that did the scrying for it?
Adel.
Yeah, Adel's the one who really does the scrying.
Oh, okay. George will look over to Adel and be like, Adel, do you know of any details of where the Masters was at, like around or anything like that?
Should I roll something for that, or?
I mean, you know how I described the room to you, but that is it.
Well, I know what room he was in, but aside from that, I do not know.
He was in the Dream King's Crown is in a very old ancient castle with vines and vegetation growing all over it, but that is a dime a dozen.
Sounds like it's somewhere in the wilds then, but that doesn't exactly make it easier to find.
George or Otto try to recount any tales of like old castles that have like vines and things around it from the old days? Maybe if Otto's dad has told him about it, or if George has read anything about it?
You can roll history.
May I assist?
Sure.
Have fun, push.
Oh damn!
Holy shit!
Oh my god, dude.
That was for Otto.
Jesus God.
This might actually be a bit of a hindrance to you, Otto, because this means you have heard stories of dozens of castles that have been abandoned and left to ruin. Dozens of them everywhere.
Oh. Then Otto will start listing off. Well, there was this castle that was in the wilds, and then there's the other one, and then there was that one, and then there was the one my dad told me about, which was a bit weird because I don't think that was a castle. I think it might have just been an old orphanage.
LB has a pad of paper out and a quill pen and is writing down every single thing Otto says.
I'll start describing it, and then George will. Does George get anything, or does he also remember multiple castles?
Unfortunately, you are not as well versed in the lost kingdoms of the wilds, given the fact that you have never really lived in the wilds, unlike Otto. And once a kingdom is lost, its history usually gets lost to obscurity.
Oh, okay. Alright, can Otto, while he's explaining this, can he try to, try to think of how I can describe this? Can he try to, piece together when this, recollection of different kingdoms, if there was anything associated, or any kingdoms that were associated with things like dreams and illusions?
You will have to roll another history.
I would like to assist as well.
Alright.
31. Oh god, it's gonna be multiple again.
There was a kingdom of illusionists that was during a experimental casting of an illusion spell locked themselves away into a different plane of existence, completely destroying them. Theoretically, completely destroying them. There was a kingdom of illusionists that were completely unguarded and used illusions of dragons to keep bandits at bay, only to eventually fall to a dragon coming in a turf war. There was a kingdom of illusionists that discovered a means to replicate themselves perfectly, only to have fought in a vicious civil war because nobody could tell who the real people were anymore. And there was a kingdom of illusionists that was besieged by a giant.
The kingdom of illusionists that summoned or that had to deal with dragons was a very, very well-known group. They were called the Imagine Dragons.
If you saw the look I just gave my computer screen.
Yes.
Does anyone remember the name of that golem that Poemasters is always with?
Bartholomew.
Thanks, I had a feeling. I was gonna try and scribe Bartholomew.
Alright. You scribe Bartholomew, and Bartholomew is standing sentry in the same room that Poemasters is in.
Alright. Since he's in a different place, is there anything she can see from the new angle?
He is in the same room, standing sentry, that Poemasters is in.
Alright. Well, she'll stop the scry. Shake her head.
Are you able... I know are you able to do ascending to Bartholomew?
I don't think that will work on constructs, but I'll give it a try. Let's see. I don't think... yeah, it won't work on him since he's a construct, not a creature.
Huh.
George?
I don't think it can respond to Adel anyway.
How does your compass work?
It's supposed to specifically seek out the paladin.
How?
I don't. You have to ask Obi. I mean, maybe he can make one of for Pole Masters.
That's what I'm thinking.
I guess you have to have some type of memory of them or something, or you have to give up a memory.
She'll walk over, but then we'll pause and look over to the astral elven friend. Hold on. Excuse
Aura.
me. How good are you at tracking people down?
Don't know until you try, so I can give it a try.
Please do. There was a friend of ours who's in a castle. We're just not sure where that castle is.
Wait. Near. Oh, hold on. I gotta highlight both. Near. LV will all but run toward Otto, place her hands on Otto's tiny shoulders, and will say, "The Evergreen. What do you know about a kingdom known as the Evergreen?"
He'll let me think about that. Because I'll kind of just start thinking, well, please you can let Aurora and Ava do their thing.
I will try to encourage him and provide him with a advantage with the help.
Oh no, I'm letting as you do your thing to try to track him.
Oh, I don't have a tracking thing.
Oh no, I mean Aurora and Adel. Because they were doing an interaction.
Sorry.
So what was the, how do I go about tracking thing? I'm curious about that.
Well, first off, you need to know what you're tracking, other than being told that you are tracking.
Yeah, so basically I need to know the person, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, I appreciate it. So can I have a bit more details about this person, or is it just a being? Because you see that there's a lot of beings in the universe.
Fair enough. His name is Poe Masters. He is a famous gnome who goes around finding treasures and other hidden secrets in dungeons, old areas, things along those lines. And apparently he's known in different realms. She looks over to Otis for confirmation.
Halfling. Hubert will correct you.
Halfling. Thank you, Hubert.
Okay, can I get maybe an appearance, scars, tattoos?
You can roll an advantage. Roll a history with advantage.
Okay. Forgive me, let's figure out that rolling thing again. Because that worked so well last time.
Okay, click on the journal. It's up on the right.
You just left my lap. You don't have to come back into my lap just because
click on your character. So open up your character sheet.
Yeah, it's open.
And then just gotta go to core. And then if you scroll down, you should see a bunch of skills there. You want to click on history.
Ooh.
I'll give her a flash of genius. Essentially turns a 16 into a 21.
Okay.
You are very well aware of Poe Masters. He is, in fact, a very famous halfling amongst all of Crestfall, and he is usually a traveling performer, mainly, and a very well-documented treasure hunter, secondarily. He has, in fact, put in artifacts into museums of your city, and you have, at least on one occasion, met him face to face. He's a bit egotistical, but seemingly is a good guy.
Okay, Poe Masters. I believe I've met them before. Are they a bit of a short one, isn't it? A bit of a short one?
Well, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, let's see. Alright, and then... So I guess I know a bit about them now, and that's the first step. What else would I need to track someone?
You would need to know where the last place they were for you to be able to determine if you can find footprints of them.
Okay.
To track them naturally.
Naturally, oh gosh. That sounds like it'll be fun.
Magically, however, you need to use divination magic.
Divination magic. Am I well versed in that? I'm pretty sure I am, right?
I don't know. What spell did you take?
I don't remember. What spells did I pick? I have guidance. I don't think I have a divination in here, do I?
Did you get locate creature?
Divination is not a category, not a specific spell.
Yeah, I did not get locate creature. I don't think I did.
You also didn't found anything.
No. Because what's his name? JP was like, oh, just remember the spells or something. And then you could like have a list of them and just have them prepared, but keep track of your spell slots.
I mean, you can also do that in Roll20, but okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I have a notepad with like a bunch of spells.
Yeah, what's really funny, in Roll20, if you click your journal and then you click your character, on the main page where it says, you know, your stats and whatnot, there's 3 tabs on the right-hand side that's core, bio, and spells, and you can just click the spells section and you get to look at all of your spells.
Yeah, see, like, I don't know, like,
but not all the spells
site
are
for the
in
first
there.
time, navigating the spells for like the page for the first time is confusing because when we click like bio and info and stuff, it just gives you like a picture and whatnot.
Eventually, I'll help with the spells and get them all onto the sheet.
So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and at least until proven otherwise, you have no means of tracking Postmasters.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot look at your your character sheet and
Yeah,
help you.
it's a lot.
I do not have that access. Hey, I played spellcaster. I'm playing a spellcaster right now. It can be.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of spells, and then I have like a thing open to keep track of those.
Oh, you do have one spell that you did use, which was divination.
Yeah, 4th level, right? Divination.
Divination.
It's literally called
Divination.
divination.
Divination spell, yeah.
Oh, there you go. There it is. Let's see what it does. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Your magic and an offering puts you in contact with a god or god servants. If you ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity occur within 7 days. GM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme, or an omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast the spell 2 or more times while finishing your next long rest, there's a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading. The GM makes this roll in secret.
So you only need to cast it 1 time. So you only get 1 question concerning a specific goal event. So in this case, could you possibly ask where the tower, where the castle is we're looking for? By using the spell,
yeah, but you have
DM has to
word
give
that
a
very
truthful answer,
specifically.
but
Yeah, but
it
I have to
doesn't have
kind
to be
of-
as straightforward.
We have
This
to
way
word
I have
that
to kinda,
very
like, word it
specifically, 'cause
very
that could be
specifically.
any castle.
Exactly.
okay?
Well,
Yeah.
where on this plane is it? Like,
Do we know the castle name? I could have sworn we had someone shout a castle name.
Yeah, that's why. Okay, now Otto, I guess, can try to remember what he knows about the Evergreen.
Yeah, that would be quite useful.
Evergreen.
why does that sound familiar to me as a player?
Marcus Evergreen.
Was that a character in the game?
That's the puppeteer.
Yep.
Got the wrong anything for the Evergreen, Jordan?
You will need to roll a history.
Histoire.
Alright. Straight roll, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Hold on.
Holding on.
Can I give auto advantage by bringing up the name Marcus Evergreen if that name has ever come up in any of the lores?
No.
Okay. Figured I'd...
You don't know if those are connected or not.
I think it's just a coincidence.
This would be to figure out if they're connected.
Still 25.
Not how that works.
Pretty
Still good though.
So the Evergreen Kingdom was a kingdom that revolved around mostly druidic magics, and while they did dabble in illusion magic, at first, they did not use it above everything else. However, eventually it fell into obscurity as most of its people seemed to vanish over the course of a fair few weeks, and nobody really knows what happened to them.
And yeah, that's the Evergreen.
That farm we came across. Do you remember where? Does anyone remember where it was? Anyone who was there? No. Get off. Cat. No.
It'll
Ow.
unfurl
Damn it.
the map.
Sorry, I've got a cat misbehaving. Oh, alright.
Alright, let's see. Where were we when we found that place to begin with?
Yeah. So that will help a lot, I think. Especially if it was a Druidic kingdom. I seem to recall something about the farm and druids.
Yeah, the druids that made cheese.
Exactly.
I just don't remember where it is.
Yeah, it's probably where the X is.
Which
This
one?
X was pretty... This X was something different. Wait, was it? Why did we
stumbled.
put that X there?
A very good question.
Was it because of the bees? I think it was because of the bees.
The bees are the red X.
Yeah, I knew it was because of the bees.
Not the bees.
What about this one? This place right here.
That place is, Supreme's city.
Oh, Supreme. Gotcha.
And this is where Hematrosa is.
Yeah.
What is this? We
Really
didn't mark
put labels
down...
next to these.
Yeah, we didn't mark down where we saw Marcus Evergreen's family. It was just somewhere while we were traveling around. I do not remember if it was before or after we fought the giant skeleton.
Well, if it was the giant skeleton, that would have been near the tree area.
Yeah, but I don't remember if we met him before that or after that.
If it was before, I'm gonna guess right here then, because
No, that's
that
where that's where the Druid village. Okay, hold on.
You putting 2 and 2 together on this one now?
All right, I gotta send. I gotta figure out the name of one of those guys. What the fuck? Okay, let's see. I must have written
1 second,
it down
BRB. I'm
somewhere.
gonna get Koji some water.
All right.
Yeah.
We're revealing mysteries. This is a lot of progress in the story.
Okay. Did I write down one of their names?
I wish we were one level higher so I could just move into Marcus's room.
Teleportation.
Teleportation.
I don't know if Elvie was a part of that fight, so she doesn't even know where that shack is.
I think she was, weren't we?
I think this. No, this was before the second group.
Yeah, I think
Group.
this was before the second group was a part of it.
Yeah.
Was it like just before, and then like I'm getting my memories confused?
I don't remember.
All right. Okay. Ale is going to quickly send a sending to Brunhilde asking her, "Hello, long time no see. Do you know anything about a kingdom called the Evergreen? And do you know where we could find it?"
Alright, we're asking the hags.
I mean, she's pretty friggin' old. If anyone would know, it's her.
I mean, fair point to that, I guess.
Weird, but okay.
And she was an archdruid. Is an archdruid.
Was, you know.
Okay, we figured out our mystery.
I think we might have.
We're close.
Or one step closer.
eventually you will get a reply that from her that says, "Yeah, I've heard of it."
Do you know where it is?
At this point, probably underground.
Alright, do you know where it used to be?
Somewhere on the west part of the continent, but I don't remember exactly where.
Okay. Thank you, Brynhilda. Alright. He's going to cut the call. Let's see. The west part. So that means anywhere around here.
Yeah. I mean, what we could do is, George, I think goes up for a second. You know, what we could do is just see if Obi can make another one of those compasses, just to see if Pomasters is within the west at least.
Why do I need?
Why not just use the material of the old one then?
Why do I need to? Why do you want me to make another one?
So we can find a friend this time, unless you can alter the first one.
Is that what you want to find?
We'll look over to Adel. Do we want to find Pomasters?
Yes.
Yes.
Then give Masters the compass.
What?
Wait, what?
Obi will just stare before he steps over, takes the compass from you, George, and then hands it to Adelsarde.
That was that.
It will spin for a minute before pointing in a easterly direction.
Goes by what you want. Got it.
She looks down.
It's not programmed to one person.
Huh.
I thought it was based off of...
I told you that's how it worked when I made it for you!
I thought it was find the paladin.
That's because that's what you wanted to find.
It'll just gives George a sidelong look.
What?
She rolls her eyes. But then hands...
Anything else, probably just pointing at Eddie the whole time while I was here.
I'm not speaking up on this one.
I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole. Here you go, Gloom Hollow.
Yes.
She hands you the compass.
So do I simply concentrate upon what I desire and it will guide the way?
And you can concentrate if you want to.
The answer is simple. Do you want to find Pomasters?
I do.
She puts the compass in her hand.
I'll take the compass and I'll take a look at it and
It is.
think. Sorry?
It is pointing in an easterly direction.
So
That
then that means he's not at the Evergreen. Alright, let's take a look at the map.
I mean, we're technically still on the western side of the continent.
Good God.
Alright.
Big black spike on my part.
So, he's not around here, he's somewhere in this direction.
Is it pointing east or northeast or southeast?
Presently, it is just pointing what looks to be easterly.
Okay, so
Then
It will adjust accordingly.
easterly we must go.
So directly this way.
Yeah.
Still could have Aurora ask a question about what could happen by the time we get there.
It wouldn't help to triangulate, yes. I mean, it would not help to triangulate, yes, so... Ask your question, Aurora.
Okay. Here's the thing. We have to word it very specifically, because, they're quite literal.
We need to be somewhat specific so that they can give us a very vague answer.
Basically.
Ale will
It just quite depends how much they want to fuck with me that day, so...
Test it out on him.
Phrasing?
And she gestures. She just glares at you, like, before just pointing to Obitus. Test out your question on him.
No, I'm not a god, right?
I am aware, but I also know that if someone asked you to do something and you were being tricky, you would end up figuring out some way around it so that you could do it in a way that they wouldn't want to know, wouldn't want you to. Or am I wrong?
He says, shrugging to this.
I thought so. So, you can test it out on him.
Alright, what was your question?
You were supposed to ask me a question, and based on you asking me that, I don't have a question for you.
No, not you. The other one.
Apollo?
Yeah.
Oh. Pardon me. Stepping out of character. I'm confused.
We're trying to figure out the best question to ask in the divination spell so that we can get a good answer.
What question I want you want me to ask?
I don't know what question I want to ask, so.
Okay, what is it you desire? There you go. What is it you desire? What do you want?
I just want to know where the castle is.
You want to know where the castle is?
And the compass is pointing where Poe Masters is, at least, so... What else do we need to know then?
Be something like, if we continue to follow the compass, will we eventually find full masters? Something along those lines, maybe.
Hold on.
What's the name of this compass?
Hold on. I'm trying to formulate a question in my head. Hang on.
Well, no shit. If we follow the compass, it's just gonna tell us where he is. I mean, we should probably ask like. We get a very vague answer, so...
Could ask something along the lines of what will we encounter along the lines of following the compass. So once we reach the end of the compass.
What would we encounter on our journey to finding Poe Masters, maybe? What could we encounter?
Well, not what could we encounter. It could be something along the lines of what will we...
what will be encounter, yeah.
Actually, that could still bring vague answers.
Mm-hmm.
You could just answer something like, Poe Masters.
Danger on our way of finding Poe Masters. I mean, that tells us we have something to expect, right?
Well, we're traveling in Nepal, so it'll probably just end up being like a yes.
We could also
answer.
ask if he's like underground, above grounds.
That actually could be a good question.
That's a good, yeah.
Okay. So, who was the, sorry, I'm still matching character names right now, because it's hard to,
that's me, my character, the elf lady.
Elf lady, okay, and it was Obi? Obi was the one that we're going to test the question on? I'm still matching names, so forgive me.
Obi is the dark, scary, brooding one in the corner.
Yep.
Except he is not brooding at all.
No, he just looks it.
So she's just going to look at you and just kind of like... So... Oh, buckle. I had my thought and I lost it. Is Mr. Poe Master above ground currently, or undergrounds?
Ruby just watches you for a minute and then looks to Adel. Do you know if he's above ground or below ground? Because I don't.
I'm just trying to see what kind of vague answer you would give.
Basically, it's would you give a vague answer that would be helpful?
Well, to be honest, in the past with these guys, of course they're going to give that kind of answer. What would they know?
Aren't you trying to ask them? Aren't you trying to get into contact with a god here?
Yeah, but sometimes they like to fuck with you. That's all they do.
They're trying to get you to point out if there's any flaws in that question. If you don't think there's any flaws, you can say there's nothing wrong with that question.
Don't you worship a god directly?
Well, now we're just assuming things, aren't we?
No, because I can smell it on you.
Oh. There's a lot more involved than that.
Elby smells her armpit and just goes,
Hey, what are you doing? Heavens.
Can you smell the same thing on me?
No, I don't go around just sniffing people.
Yes.
No, she's gonna eye Obi. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I can.
Fantastic.
I can smell the smell of divine magic on people.
Curious, what does it smell like?
Potent.
Thank you.
I don't think he meant it as a compliment.
In any case, if you're directing your question towards a god that you have presumably a good relationship with, they're probably not going to try and screw you.
That's a good point. In the past. Alright, so I guess are we gonna stick with that question? Is everyone on the same boat with that? Above ground, undergrounds?
Yeah, stick with that one.
I'm trying to think of a better one, but I can't.
Okay,
So...
I'll give you a second.
No. I've been thinking for like.
I mean, in the meantime, we could also just ask this one, and then if it's only you can ask like once a day, you can just ask it again tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where we figure out the question to ask like the next day. So we can start with is he above ground, below ground, and then tomorrow you can ask another.
And sorry, just to clarify, what was the full name of this person again? Just to jog my memory. Masters, okay. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of walk off to the side to go perform this spell. You know, for secretive reasons. Just gonna go over here.
As everyone's heads turn to look at her, just go 10 feet away.
Just gonna go a little bit further now, like watching everyone come watch me. Okay,
Does
so
she need privacy for this?
Whenever you turn to look back at everybody staring at you, you see Ovitus holding a giant foam finger that says "You're number one," waving it at you.
Christ, no secrets with these lot. All right,
Not really.
So forgive
no.
me. This is like my first spell cast thingy, so I'm guessing I would just like declare that I'm casting divination, right? Is that how that would work?
Yes, you just tell me what you're casting, and then
Okay.
I figure out what happens.
All right. Yeah, I would like to cast divination at the 4th level
Alrighty.
because I guess that makes sense, right? Look at me, I'm using D&D terms. Holy crap!
Do you have 25
Doing
gold
it.
to
25
spend
gold.
to spend as an offering as a part of the spell?
God, I'm pretty sure I do. Didn't I get like a starting balance?
You're a druid. Good luck.
Right?
You can always ask one of us for a loan.
Oh God.
Don't
So
worry,
for
we
a
don't
lot
charge
of it.
interest.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us might.
Let me see. Wouldn't that be in my like bag or something?
Yeah.
It should be in your inventory.
Yeah,
The
you
first
should.
page, scroll down. There's a few things.
Oh, yeah,
Above item
I have
name.
85 gold points.
You're good then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you're-
good.
Subtract 25 from it.
Yep. All right. Let's just hold this gold coin there and just watch it. Poof.
All right. So, you begin chanting. Also, just for future reference, this is what is known as a ritual spell, which means if
Okay.
you spend 10 minutes to cast it, it does not take a spell slot from you.
Oh, okay. So I can just do this little chant for 10 minutes and then I'm chilling.
Yep.
Okay.
If
cool.
you want to
Yeah, I'll
save
do
a
that.
spell slot.
Yeah, I'd love to save a spell slot. I've learned the importance of those in Baldur's Gate.
Oh yes.
Ritual
Yeah.
ritual casting is helpful whenever you can.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you have the time.
So,
Yeah, so like outside combat, probably do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Likely.
well, you
Well, I
wouldn't.
doubt, I
you
doubt
would-
the enemy's gonna let you. Well, you
Yeah,
10
in combat,
minutes.
probably. Yeah, 10 minutes probably they won't let me go undisturbed.
Yeah, look.
By comparison, a round is 6 seconds.
So it will take you 100 turns to try and cast that in combat.
Not worth it. Okay, got it. Unless I
Uh,
built like a brick house and like a castle to sit in or something.
Yep. I mean, technically, one of us has one of those roaming around.
Oh, there you go.
Galodius has a mobile fortress, technically.
you sit down and you begin your chanting as you speak to your goddess. You lay out the gold coins in a small pile, and during your chanting, you arrange them into whatever shape you feel is most deserved. And
Okay.
after a while, the gold coins will float into the air, taking shape in a ring before shining and disappearing as the god or goddess now awaits your question.
And is this mother? Is this just a random god on this like planet in general? Who is this I'm speaking to?
No, it's the
It would
one
be the
that
one
we're
I-
supposed to worship.
Oh, okay.
If it's the same mother, then we have a whole new issue.
Hey, that was out of character.
That was out of
I
character.
know, and I was talking out of character.
Mother.
Exactly.
But it will be to whoever you have dedicated yourself to. Yes.
Okay, so yeah, that would be... Okay, that makes sense. Mother, is Masters currently above ground or underground in this realm or plane of existence?
It takes a minute for a reply to come before eventually she replies, "He wandered underground into an abandoned kingdom."
Okay. That's nice to know. Wow, I got to talk to Mom again. That's so sweet. Alright.
Mummy, I
Now,
have
do,
a question.
Pretty much, yeah, because she's supposed to be like poshy. Mother. Alright, and I'm gonna do a little happy little walk back over. He has currently wandered underground. That's all I know about him as of right now.
Alright, good job, Aurora.
So location is underground. That's good to know.
So
Yes, yes.
Underground cave or something.
Alright, then let's tell the others that we're heading off, and let's be off.
Excellent.
Adol,
Yes?
a bit of a concern. How long do you think it's going to take your mother to think about what you said?
Probably a day, maybe less.
So should we wait until the decision's made before we leave everyone?
A day,
Well-
a week, 9,000, 2,500, 600 minutes. Who knows?
Wait, who said that? Hubert or Obitus?
Oh, wait.
Yeah. Dad does have a point. While it might take her a day or less, it might take her more, and while we don't know how much time it'll take, what we do know is that Master's time is running out.
Well, on that note, he'll then point over to Eddie, the Templars, and then point over to the Templars that have all three of your sisters. We're just going to leave all this unresolved
Unguarded.
and
Well,
unguarded.
I was going to leave a message behind, but if you feel that I should stay behind, I will do so, and I can catch up with you once I've spoken with Mother. I'm not sure if that's the wisest idea, but if you feel that's the best course of action, I will do that.
Jubilee's head suddenly shoots up and looks to Obelus. Did you just say a week in minutes?
That's all he says to you. He just shushes you.
I was doing math and all of a sudden it popped in my head like, wait a minute, I know that number.
Like I said, I believe that it's whatever you want to decide. I don't know if your mother would take it as a slap in the face if you leave after the conversation you guys had yesterday, but it just was on my head that if we leave everything here undecided, things could go awry. I'm not sure. I might just be overthinking, but
Well, it's not everyone's gonna leave you here, Jubilee says, then looking to Hubert and talking about herself and Hubert.
I'll ponder this for a moment, but then we'll just send a sending to Imatrosa saying, Mom, I have to leave in order to save a friend whose life is in danger. Whatever decision you take, please don't take action on it until I come back.
Please hold.
And I need you to respond so I know you got this message.
Get no response.
She'll tell me what to do. I've got a feeling we need to just wrap up loose ends here first, unfortunately. As frustrating as that sounds.
If you think it would be easier just to temporarily split up, then that could be for the best.
Isn't that also pretty dangerous? Because what if she decides to do something here?
I mean,
The
we
worst
could just leave.
we have to split is just Adel and the two of us. That's the worst split.
I fear it may be too late for Masters anyway.
I mean, that we could just leave Obodus here as well, or if Obodus wants to stay here with Adel, that could be enough to at least make sure she stays safe while we're gone.
Yes.
I still don't like it.
Look, you went out of your way to help me solve my problem, and I do appreciate that. But do not let me be the reason why Poe Masters died.
If anything, we can also have a conversation with Eddie's group to see if they would not mind lending us aid, or if they don't mind staying here with you. And if you'd like to, we'll kind of let us say, if you want your sisters to experience time away from the Drow Empire, maybe 2 of them could come with us.
Adel raises an eyebrow to this. I'm not sure if that's the wisest idea, but if you feel it is best, I can ask them.
The reason why I only said 2 is because I'm pretty sure the other sister is, in multiple instances, trying to think of ways to just escape.
Yeah. Well, I'll go speak with Eddie and her group, and then with my sisters.
Would you prefer me go speak with Eddie instead, or do you want to just...
No, you go speak with her. She seems more applicable to you.
That... What do you... George will kind of look confused. What do you mean by that?
Her personalities and mine clash. Yours do not. Or rather, you do, just in a way that benefits you both. I'll go speak with my sisters. Good luck with Eddie.
Yep.
Jubilee turns to Hubert. I still think you and I need to insist on staying with Adel at the very least.
I never said that I was leaving her.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to make
George
sure
completely went into that conversation expecting Hubert to obviously stay with Adel, so
Yeah,
that's why he wasn't worried with Adel staying by herself.
Adel was never like, I'm not gonna be alone, what you talking about?
And as Jubilee and Hubert walk away, Thorgrim just says, heh, heh, clashing.
Otto will go over to Aurora and just say, for the love of God, please, whatever you do not become a part of the singularity. Say, whatever you do not become a part of the singularity.
What singularity?
He'll point over to the 2 barbarians over there laughing about clashing.
No, he's laughing, and Skellius just looks down. I don't get it.
They don't seem so bad.
The tall dragonborn and the short dwarf barbarians.
They might start making me make bad decisions. I don't know.
What's the goblin barbarian doing in the
Why would they make me
meantime?
make bad decisions? Aren't I the one that's supposed to save them whenever they get hurt?
Exactly. That's why you don't want to become a part of the singularity. Saying you become a part of the people that need saving. Or sometimes they save us.
You look back up at Skellius' push, like clanging his 2 weapons together. You mean clashing like this, or?
Oh, I see.
No, Skellius means well, but he's not the brightest priest out there.
Yeah, they both mean really well, and they'll protect you in a tough spot, but sometimes they are too inexperienced for their own good.
You see, can you come over here and explain what he means by what Thorgrim means by clashing?
Yeah, go ahead.
This should be interesting.
All 3 barbarians are interacting again now.
If you don't mind, I shall be backing up about 10 feet away. Excuse me.
Yep, you'll get to see it firsthand as Otto also steps away.
Can I walk in and just like are they talking about clashing? Like, you know, the kind of.
You don't know.
That's what the.
You can roll an insight to see if that's what...
Okay.
You might have to do it on Thorgrim, because again, Skellius is just confused.
Yeah, Skellius is not meaning anything by this.
Oh.
Thorgrim might be.
I'm definitely not insightful, so.
Oh no, no, you are not. You are just as confused as Skellius.
He's clearly talking about fighting. Clearly.
Guys, you mean like clashing the weapons, right?
Yeah,
That's what he's
totally.
doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I'm doing right now, clang, 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 with his 2 giant weapons.
Yeah,
one of which is a boulder on the end of a greatsword.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
take out a piece of paper and a notepad, or will then take out his notepad and be like, none of them know what clashing is.
Beastie will snicker as she looks at clanging. That's how Sinclair was born.
Huh?
Nani?
See, Beastie gets it.
Otto then whisper,
Finally.
Sinclair is her daughter.
Skillos just looks forward for a moment, and you almost see him get it. Oh. No.
Now it's safe to assume that yes, that's what they were talking about.
I'm gonna have a shocked expression, you know, just like both hands covering the mouth, like, oh, word. So unsavory.
Thorgrim
It's
will,
funny.
Thorgrim will look to Aurora and just go, "What? I'm a dad of 2 kids. I know how it works."
Beastie will grin and nod. Yes, me fight Zardak for
Nope.
7 days and 7 nights before we ended up making Sinclair. It was much fun.
No, Skillos looks extremely embarrassed by this conversation. But despite being the tallest and the priest, he is definitely not comfortable with this kind of talk, which I find funny because I play 2 characters on total opposite ends of that spectrum.
Otto not having any reaction to this because he knows this stuff already. He's just going to keep writing.
Look, I'm familiar with how children are made, but I am not interested in that in the slightest.
I was just simply making a dirty joke.
Beastie will
Someone
look
is
confused.
echoing.
That's Glodius. Oh yeah, that's Allie.
You should take lessons from Adel on that then. Alright, not Adel, Jubilee.
Excuse me?
Priest doesn't
No, I was
need
talking.
to take lessons.
I was talking to Elvie on the whole dirty joke thing.
No, that was Thorgrim talking.
Oh, well, I guess you can too.
Priest don't need lessons. He has like 30 kids.
They are orphans, good Beastie, and you know this. And yes, I do take care of them. I just don't. I don't wish to participate in the act of making one. Is all. There are so many that need to be taken care of that are just left behind, and it's so disheartening.
But you are making children, making them into adults.
Thorgrim just sort of softens at this and just sort of rests a hand on Scalodius's chest, I guess. Just sort of goes, sorry, man. Didn't... now I feel bad.
You look up, and Scalodius doesn't look offended. He looks confused again, because of what Beastie just said. You can almost hear the dial-up noises in his brain. He is almost blue screens.
It's a little circle.
Yeah, a little buffering circle above his head. You can see the equations coming out, and he's trying to figure this out.
Actually,
Sigh.
can I? LV will walk up to Aurora and just say, excuse me.
Hmm?
Can you come with me a moment?
Sure.
I will just be over. Can I bring my goose fellow with me? Just over here.
Oh, quite the far walk. The distance.
That's not that far. Well, I have been meaning to ask. This will be rather odd considering the interactions that you've seen me with the others, but may I ask you a couple questions about yourself?
Sure.
Just simple things for now, such as your favorite color.
It's gonna take a long second to think about, like, all kinds of colors. Blue, but it changes. It changes. Sometimes a nice green is also really enjoyable.
Okay. That
Or
will
sterling gold.
That will be taken into consideration. And you see that LV has taken out a pad of paper and a quill pen and is writing things down as she asks you these questions. Do you have a favorite animal or plant or something that you enjoy looking at or find amusing?
Animals. Do we have like what? Do we have any like? I would say butterflies. Don't know why, they're just so fascinating. The patterns on their wings and whatnot.
They are quite fascinating. Excellent. And this may be a bit of a personal question, but I promise you, you do not have to answer if you don't wish to, but, I am now aware that you are of a religious sort, as am I. Do you feel comfortable telling me the deity of which you worship? Feel free to say no.
That's a big one. Sorry, I'm thinking about it. Obi, what was the thing called again? She had a name.
I'm going to copy and paste the name for you,
yeah,
so that I can hear you attempt.
Attempt to pronounce it. Yes, that'd be lovely.
I'm curious to see how this is gonna go.
Oh gosh, did you post it in our DMs, or where did you post that?
I haven't posted it yet.
Okay. I'm pretty sure I know how to say it.
But I'm gonna send you a direct message.
Okay.
Sequence.
Now, because
wait, that's mom.
Yes.
Fuck.
That is your mum.
Oh fuck. Okay. Oh my god. Let me consult a friend named Google. Should I just try to say it once without Google real quick?
I don't think Google is going to help you. Not going to.
Not gonna help you.
Yes, you can.
Quag oh fuck me, that is wow.
I got it.
Like Hasiex.
Correct.
Quaghasiax?
Quaghasiax.
Quaghasiax?
Yes.
Now I have to say that in that kind of like accent I do too.
Good luck.
Quaghasiax.
If it's any consolation, you don't have to ever say her actual title because you know her as Monther.
Yeah, that is true.
That's incredible. I love it. These eyes eyebrows. Sorry, I went through every part of the eye except for the eyebrows. Shoot up both at once and just say, like Hasiex or something.
Yes.
Fascinating. Very well. She just starts writing.
Yeah, make sure you get it down. It's kind of spelled weird.
Can I get the spelling, DM?
Q.
There you go.
It's one of those little. Yeah, I was gonna spell it all out. There you go.
Okay.
And you're gonna see Aurora kind of like trying to air spell it, you know, just like it's a Q, then it's a U, and then you got the A there, and you got the G.
So, for your knowledge, Aurora, Quaghasiax is a beholder, which is why she has such a weird fucking name.
Yeah.
Yeah, weird aberration, things like that always have weird ass names. You'd be surprised to find out. I've actually heard this name before.
She's gonna be interested in this. Well, what do you know about?
Oh, just
them.
They are a beholder creature that rose to an extreme level of power. Apparently, godhood, as you can clearly venerate it as such, and they are not exactly the most outward and verbose sort. They tend to be quite covert let's say.
Yeah, that does sound about right.
Yeah, the rather secretive sort. Don't know much about them, but I did happen upon some information in my studies.
Well, what about you?
Sorry, I was having a drink.
So that wasn't a nervous swallow.
No, that was a literal swallow. Sorry. I had something in my throat.
African or British?
African or European is the term.
So African
no,
or British?
Elvie will reach into her robe and will pull out a gold chain with a pendant, and the pendant will show a... have you seen the Disney Hercules movie?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have.
It's the... you know the Zeus symbol with, like, the cloud and the lightning bolt?
Yeah.
It looks... her holy symbol looks a lot like that, and Elvie will hold it out to you and will say, I worship a deity that has been mostly forgotten and is very obscure, has not been properly venerated by many others in what seems to be thousands of years. I simply refer to them as power. I do not know if that is their true name or if they are referred to something else, or as something else, but one of my goals is to basically make them more prevalent in religious society and give them more followers so that they can reassume their true form and become who they've always been meant to be.
And also, can I perception check that? Like, would I know anything?
It would be a history check to see if you know anything about that god.
Can I history check that?
Yes.
Ooh.
So, during one of the rants of your mother, explaining how she is the best god in existence, she has told you about numerous different gods who have fallen into less physicality and more of an abstract nature, due to the fact that they lost their worshippers but were strong-willed enough to survive, at least in some manner of speaking. They no longer have a physical form, and according to your mother, may never have one again, but their presence can be felt by those blessed by them. This happens to be one of said gods.
Okay.
Also, you do know that Quaghagsiax believes herself to be the most powerful goddess, which is probably why you're so snooty.
Yeah. I do believe I've actually heard of this one before.
Have you?
Yeah. They, can I just, like, regurgitate?
Repeat.
What the Tim just said?
Yeah, vomit.
And, like, but they give it, like, a very poshy way of explaining it, right? Because, like, you know, like, nose raised, like, you know, the Caitlyn, like, laugh kind of, think of that kind of, like,
Oh yes.
manner of explaining. Yeah, exactly.
yes.
Yeah, like Karen from Street Fighter 5. Karin, yeah.
Ojo-sama is the term.
With a very snooty, poshy attitude, as she explains this.
Boa Hancock.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
God.
there you go, yep. Just the whole time, you know, just kind of like a lot of hand gestures as well. She's like explaining this.
Elvie's nose kind of wrinkles at this, and her brow furrows a bit, and she just says, "Do you happen to have any more information? Anything relevant other than bloated opinion?"
She's gonna like raise, like, you know, kind of like do a thinking expression. Can I roll another check for like what history? Like, can I think deeper to what maybe Mom was ranting about? Like any more key details?
What exactly sort of details are you looking for, Matt?
Kind of like details of their past, like things like like if they had a true name, if they had any reason that they fell into obscurity, things like that. You know, just sort of like what happened before. You know, what were they before they became an abstract thought only, and what, you know, what they looked like, and just anything of their past.
Let's see. Now I have to go through my notes, because she definitely rolled high enough to get the true name. It's a matter of whether or not I can find the true name is the problem.
And she's kind of a really deep thinking face, you know, she's gonna like...
I have faith in Jor's organizational skills.
You shouldn't.
It's misplaced faith, but it is still faith.
You were smart to also walk away with her when talking about religion.
Indeed. Yeah, Elvie will lean in and just sort of point to Scalodius surreptitiously and say, I do not wish to discuss matters of religion in the open. There is the Dragonborn is a priest, and a very boisterous one who will launch into sermon about his own deity every time anything about religion is mentioned whatsoever.
My gosh, like when you go to the town squares and you have all the people just like, you talk about one thing and then they interject, and one of those
Precisely.
kind of priest.
Very much so.
Heavens.
He's very proud of his god and is willing to spread his gospel anywhere it goes.
Alright, so...
Noted. She's gonna write that down.
The true name of power was Ogrumbu, Breaker of Armies.
Ogrumbu, Breaker of Armies. Holy shit, that's a cool name.
Yeah, that name kicks
so
ass.
She's gonna like press her finger against her lips and be like, "Oh, it's Orgambu, Breaking of Armies. That's who you're talking about."
The Breaker of Armies. Wow. Everything I hear just makes me appreciate them more. Wow. Is there more information that you may have? I must know more. I need it.
That will require another history check.
Okay, another one. All right. Let's see if Mom was generous. Oh wait, didn't roll. There you go. Oh,
Yeah.
not generous.
So
Maybe she actually respects this one.
Maybe.
before the gods created the mortals who would inevitably worship them, they had altercations with entities called the Fell Gods. Orgrumbu earned his name and his title for being always on the front line and slaying the followers of the Fell Gods by the thousands. He would always be the first one onto the battlefield and the last one standing normally. Eventually, due to his ferocity, they were able to break into the core of the Fell Gods and end up ensnaring the leader of the Fell Gods, and thus stopped the invasion, which allowed them to create the universe at large, where Orgambu ended up being worshipped very heavily and was amongst the most powerful. However, due to a certain situation which occurred thousands of years ago, it was forced that the gods could no longer interact with the world, and Orgambu lost his followers due to the fact that there were never any wide-scale battles to go on, and thus power was never needed, since there was only ever small squabbles.
Okay.
He's a war god.
Oh wow, okay.
She's gonna say this with like kind of like a interesting face, as if she's like fascinated by this topic. and explain basically word spaghetti what the DM just said.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I am most indebted to you for this. This is more information that I have been able to uncover in decades. I have a lot to think about. Oh my god.
Oh, it's fine. I just had a good teacher. Who's also
Apparently,
snarky.
I mean, well, clearly she had a reason to be, but that's not important. I must ruminate. I thank you so much, and she will kind of take your hands and just sort of hold them and bow her head respectfully.
You're welcome.
You are most kind. Thank you so much. And she'll let go of your hands and just sort of assume a thinking face, you know, hand on her chin, and just start, you know, mumbling to herself and just being deep in thought.
Aurora's just gonna smile and wave, you know, a little smile and then wave, and happily jaunt back over to the group.
That's fucking awesome, Jor. Wow.
What?
Oh, just Grumbu's whole backstory. Holy shit.
Oh. Well, from the sounds of it, at least, he's not one that starts wars. He's just very good at it.
He finishes them.
He reminds
Exactly.
me of like Radahan. I don't know why. That's how I always envisioned Radahan from like Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just complete badass. Cause like, pretty sure in that lore, didn't Melania have to like nuke Caelid to stop him? Like that was
Pretty
like
much.
why Caelid's all fucked. Yeah,
She
that's actually
nuked,
really cool.
She nuked Caelid to try and kill Radon and failed.
Yeah, and didn't, and then that's why you fight Radon as like this weird flesh-eating creature in the base game, and then you fight the true form of Radon in the DLC, which is hell.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry.
I live, bitch.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. I don't know, Elden Ring lore is like sick.
Yeah, FromSoft lore is great.
There are some people who have not played that far in the DLC, and
you need to. It's so I'm sorry.
and they may not want it spoiled. So
I'm sorry.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry.
that's the reason why when you started explaining, I had to get really loud for a second.
Yeah. Thank you.
The next 5 seconds of the video and shit posting is how I imagine it'll be.
First 5 seconds, or
Yeah, the first 5 seconds.
just one moment?
Oh, I love this video. And then
Can I
it was
walk up
Thursday.
to Obi and say, "What is it you mean you smell a divine presence about me?"
Not divine presence, divine magic.
Can she just like, she's gonna stare at him? Is he like tall, or is he like? 'Cause
He's 6
I'm pretty
feet tall.
sure. Okay, so I'm pretty sure his Aurora quotations is shorter, so she's gonna glare, like stare up at him, you know, kind of like observational.
I'm very in tune with magic. I can tell the difference between divine, arcane, and druidic. For example, mine is arcane, yours is druidic, and you have divine magic just swathed all over you.
Well, you don't know anything. Maybe I just walked through an area or something. Sounds strong.
He just leans in and puts a hand over his mouth so nobody can see what he says, and goes, "As a person who hangs out with a god very frequently, I know a thing or two, but I won't tell anybody if you don't want me to.
That would be preferred.
If I was going to let it slip, I would have said something. You don't have to worry about me telling your secrets."
Okay.
Can Otto try to see if he can hear this?
No,
The,
because
the child is curious.
because Obi is actually cast a spell to make sure that nobody overhears this.
Oh.
No spoilers for you, child.
Whenever Obi wants to help keep secrets, he keeps those secrets. He then leans back and says, "I didn't say there was anything bad about it. I was just curious."
Well, I'm glad that you won't mention it to anyone.
Your secret's
Didn't
safe.
think,
Your
I would
secret's
have an
safe.
aroma about me. She's gonna like brush off her robes or her dress.
It's not a bad aroma. Think of it like perfume.
Can the others smell it?
Probably not.
Or is it in my demeanor? Like, do I have to act different?
It's just because of who I am.
Okay.
The only other person you have to worry about is eventually maybe my daughter, but I highly doubt it anytime soon.
Oh, okay, that's good.
She hasn't quite gotten to that part yet.
Okay, nothing to worry about then.
And Adelsferde, as that conversation goes on, you actually sneeze.
But
Excuse me.
Are you okay? Are you okay, later, Miss Adelsarde?
I must be coming down with a cold.
The stress of everything going on might do that to you. Make sure to take care of yourself.
I will. And she will look towards her sisters.
99 bottles of ale on the wall, 99 bottles of ale. Take one down, pass it around. 98 bottles of ale on the wall, 98 bottles of ale on the wall, 98 bottles of ale. Take one down, pass it around. 97 bottles of ale on the wall.
Which one is singing?
The middle one. The youngest.
You think she started at 100 or just started way higher?
He's going to crouch down in front of her.
She continues singing as she looks at you.
I think I'm going to let you three go now.
She stops singing and goes, "Why?
Well, I wanted to let you go.
What did Mom offer for us?"
Nothing.
He pouts to this.
But how would you two like to go on an adventure, she says, looking between Zara and Fayrel.
Can we kill people?
I mean, I would prefer not to, but nobody you would be going with has any scruples with it, so...
What's a scruple?
imagine, like, problem with it, so...
Why don't you just say problem?
Why
You
don't
always
Kinda got you there.
You always use big words to try to make yourself seem more photosynthesis.
She'll just pat her on the head. So do you want to go with them or not?
She seems uncertain with this offer.
It would be fun. You get to show off how superior you are to all my friends. And how they were unlucky that they didn't have my younger sister with them this whole time.
Does Ziza get to come?
If she wants to.
I don't want to go unless Ziza goes.
Lisa?
Ziza, who had been in a trance, opens her eyes and just looks around.
Wanna go on an adventure with my friends?
Why?
Why not?
That's not a very compelling argument.
Well, she shrugs. You would get to show how superior you are to me. Well, to my friends, compared to me.
I don't need to prove myself in that way.
Alright. Well, you get to flex your muscles against those weaker against you.
Which I already did by absolutely demolishing the dwarf that seems to think that he was superior.
Yes, and you can
And
continue.
I already did that to the Azamar, who also thought himself superior.
And you can continue to do that.
And once again, I don't need to.
But you don't want to?
You understand that it is not a necessity for me to prove that I am better, correct?
Of course. There is a difference between want and need. But if you don't want to, that's fine. I was just hoping you'd be willing to do me a favor.
Why would you want me to?
Because they are my friends, and I would like for people I trust to be looking out for them.
Then why would you bring me?
Because you're my sister, and I trust you.
She raises an eyebrow to this part.
What?
I highly doubt you trust me.
Of course I trust you. Why wouldn't I trust you?
Why would you?
Because you're my sister.
That is a very bad excuse.
It's not an excuse, it is a reason. My reason. And whether or not you think it's a bad reason doesn't really matter to me. That is my reason.
He just stares at you, not seeming to comprehend this.
He stares back.
Does not compute.
Like I said to you before, everything I did, even if you didn't agree with me, and no matter how foolish you thought it was, I did for you. And for our family. I trust you, and I trust the lives of my friends to you, if you would allow me to. As I would with any of my sisters.
So what's in it for me?
Well, they are going to be going deep into a castle that might have some, I don't know, trinkets? Shiny things? Things that you could take back and mount on your wall? Or just wear to feel pretty?
You want me to follow you for baubles?
Not me. Friends.
I don't have friends.
I have friends. Maybe you can learn to make friends while you go with them.
Highly unlikely.
Friends are nice. You'll see.
Riot persuasion, I guess.
Alright.
Taps you on the shoulder.
Oh,
Friends can really help at unexpected times. Give you a bardic.
Alright. Okay. And the bardic is a D what?
10.
10.
Alright. 21.
Blackjack.
Jackpot.
He just sighs before saying, "Fine, I'll go with you." But they have to be sent home.
Alright. She'll look over to Farewell and Jazara, and then to the guards that were guarding them, and will nod. You can let them go.
They will move over and undo the bindings before Jazara says, "It's not fair."
You have to listen to Zeza now.
We have to listen to Zeza.
We'll see you again soon.
She pouts to this.
He just pinches her cheeks.
He makes the hump noise and looks away.
Alright, you two. Be safe going back to Mother.
They will eventually stand, beginning to talk in Elvish, and walk away.
Alright. Errol then points over to George. Wait, where is George? Oh, there he is.
He went to talk to Eddie.
Yeah. Go
Because we
speak.
haven't done his thing yet.
Yeah, she'll point over to George. Go speak with him. He'll tell you more about what's going on.
George,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
Oh boy, okay. George will walk up and be a bit more I guess more Adel like stoic, because he's kind of trying to be very serious with this.
You get up to the group who are all having a discussion, but as you approach, they stop and all begin looking at you.
Greetings, you guys.
Something we can help you with.
Yes, actually. Currently, one of our friends has put on a dangerous item that is causing them to not only sleep, but also create illusions that are turning into reality. So
wonderful. Eddie says, seeming annoyed by this.
Yeah, so what we thought was best is so that Adel's mother doesn't get upset about us leaving. Adel, Hubert, and I'm assuming Jubilee will be staying here, but we go try to sort this out. What I was wanting to ask would be if any of you would be willing to come with us as well to assist.
It would probably be best if you are all going on this. We stay on the front lines.
Really? Why do you say that?
In case she is not dissuaded from her attack, there will have to be some form of leadership structure here to ensure that everything stays contained.
George will just kind of do a half-hearted smile and just be like, I'm assuming you don't trust Adel's leadership?
I trust Adel's leadership for sure. However, it would be ill-advised for you all to separate yourselves. There's no telling what could happen. While you are all away, she may get captured for all we know. Whereas if you are all traveling together, it is more likely that you can stop any nefarious subplots from occurring.
As such as I guess I can agree with that. I mean, what were your guys' plans for after this whole thing gets sorted? Because Adolf's original plan was to just what's what I'm looking for? Pretty much split up everyone to go do their own thing, and that was it. While we wait for her mother to make a decision.
That would be a very dumb idea.
Yeah, that was kind of what I told her about. That's why she wants to. Well, I kind of suggested the plan of having her stay here with the army and help while we go take care of this issue.
I think it is foolish to separate anyone from your group whenever there is able-bodied individuals here that can maintain the front lines while you are away.
I do agree with that. However, there is the concept of I don't think you'll be able. I don't know if her mother will just want to have a conversation mentally while she's away, potentially in a fight.
Then she will wait.
I don't mean this question to sound disrespectful, but do you guys not think you would be adequate support or assistance to help her in not getting captured?
She just shakes her head to this before saying, all right, and if we went with your group to help, who would be here to lead the army?
Well, that was what I was saying, is that if you guys don't come to help us, then I was going to offer up if you guys can actually stay here and help Adel with any nefarious plots against her while we're gone.
If we stay here, Adel Sarday will have no reason to stay.
No, her reason is literally across that field, being her mother, if she wants to come back and have a conversation with her.
I'm going to go under the assumption that we are all still being observed by something. Which means that if they see Adelsarde moving away, they won't try to make a meeting while she is gone. And if they do decide to have a meeting, they will send word to her directly, via magical means or having a message delivered to her. As such, there's still no reason for her to stay here.
Oh.
Nope.
Not expecting that.
Discord died for a second, and it literally just sounded to me like George went, "Oh," and just ended.
Oh.
Aw.
I suppose that would make sense. I'm just worried that they. Well, you know what? No, I'm not
sorry.
worried.
But no. What are you worried about?
I was going to start overthinking and be worried about them trying to make a play on you guys while we were away.
And if they do, we will handle it. Eddie says, with a smile, and says, "Or do you not trust in me?"
No, I trust in you. I just,
Good.
like I said, it might. Oh, okay.
Then it's settled. Right.
Yeah, I guess it's settled then. Of course, the group, or out of character, of course, the group of old adventurers would be totally against splitting the party.
George comes up to veteran group. "We want to split the party." The veteran group. "The hell you do."
The fuck you doing?
Alright, I guess I will go tell Adel that we'll just be all going together then. And he will start to head off. And we'll head over to Adel.
I'll look over. Her arms folded behind her back. Hello.
Hello. So change of plans if you're okay with this.
I'm going with you because Eddie persuaded you to not let me stay behind.
Well, it's not that she really persuaded me. She pointed out some things that I didn't really think about before.
In a formal discussion,
Yes.
also known as persuasion.
Anyway, yes, you're coming with us.
A little small. I know.
Alright, and how did your conversation go?
She points over to Daita. He's coming with.
George will look over, squint his eyes. What?
What?
Okay.
The other two did not want to travel with us.
You did
Okay.
ask for two of my mother's daughters, I remember you saying, and here we are. She gives a sly smile.
Yeah. Thank God I had that conversation with you. Seems like you're back in prime Adel condition.
More than prime. And she pats George on the shoulder as she starts hanging along.
Wait, George kind of thought, did you explain to her what was going on?
Yep. We're going to be finding a friend.
Details. Okay.
Alright, everyone. Okay, let's
Silent
run.
noises from Dragonborn.
I'm assuming there is nothing that is keeping us here, and we can start our journey.
Yep. Eddie and their group will make sure to take care of the front lines while we're gone, but I feel like you should probably let Templars know what's going on as well.
Jubilee, can you go let Bareth know?
Understood. Looks around to see where Barrett's is, because the map is very fucking big.
We can just say you do it. You don't have to physically
Okay.
do it.
Thank you.
Hey, Adel.
Yes.
Are we planning on going right away?
Yes.
4 normal point past Adel at LV.
I'll look over to Alvi.
Elvie is currently spitting, and it appears she's praying.
I don't think we should be disturbing her.
Did you say she was spinning?
Praying.
Praying.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. Elle's going to crouch down near Alvi.
As you crouch down, of course, you're an elf, so you would know the elven language. You hear her saying, a prayer out loud.
She'll poke her in the back of the neck.
Audio Grumbu, breaker of armies, I call upon that. Huh? She just turns and looks at you.
It's time to go.
Can you wait maybe 60 more seconds?
It'll sit and look at her clock.
Hubert will come over and take the clock from you, Adelsarde, and say, Elfie is our friend, correct?
Yes.
Then let her pray in peace.
She stands.
Maybe a minute. Apologies.
Take all the time you need, Elvie.
I
For
don't need-
once, I think it's my duty to keep her on a leash.
Elvie smiles and just continues talking. Continues praying to herself. And are you guys gonna watch and listen to her pray, or are you gonna...
Hubert will lead Adelsarde away as to not crowd you.
Okay. And she just continues mumbling. After about, I'd say, a minute, maybe minute 10 seconds, she'll return. I'm done now.
Then let's go.
Hubert has not given you the clock back, by the way.
Please give me my clock back, Hubert.
You'll get this back whenever you have earned it.
When I have what?
Earned it.
Very well.
Okay. Because there is a specific action that you need to do before you can get this back.
Alright. Sorry, Gloom Hollow.
No apologies needed, but thank you.
And looks to Hubert.
Are we ready to go? Hubert says.
Wow. Yes, let's go.
Everybody group up. Okay.
Well, we're not teleporting. We don't know where it is, just the direction.
If we're like, let's say we're wind walking, do all effects also turn into fart cloud?
Yes. So you cannot look at the compass while you are wind.
Right.
Well,
My suggestion is we head east,
Yeah, it's due east.
and then when we're
We'll need to stop.
done moving, we can double check the compass then.
Yeah, we'll need to stop every couple minutes to see if the compass
Okay.
changes.
We do Windwalk. We could just do like travel for an hour, sit down, see where the compass points us to, and then keep going like that. Since it only takes us a minute to transform.
Yeah, that sounds about correct, yeah. Good plan.
There's also the chance that we can just travel for the entire day's time, and if we have to backtrack a little, we can just do that.
That also works.
Yeah, that can also work.
A day's eastward then?
If you all want to travel a full days, yes. You can move
Please.
2 tiles in a day with Windwalk.
I will be doing such a thing.
I mean, it's Adelsar Day's token, so.
So,
I'm just making sure I account for the spell slot used.
how far do we travel a day, I guess?
3.
Two
I already said
spaces.
this.
2.
East. That's 1. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, that's 2.
That 2.
Oh,
What's it?
Yes.
I only saw it move once.
We were here when we started.
Sorry, I
My
thought you
bad.
said 3.
Shit. Hold on. My maps aren't. My maps aren't working with me here.
Shit.
Just a minute. Please, Chubbs, please. What are you doing?
Getting out, getting out.
That's funny. Oh god. Alright. So as it moves on into the evening, you all, after a couple of resets of Windwalk, because I don't think it lasts 8 hours.
I thought it did.
I don't remember.
Let me double check.
It doesn't matter. I said you guys can move to squares, so. But you all...
8 hours. It lasts 8 hours.
Okay, so with 2 casts of Windwalk, that'll be about 16 hours of travel. You all settle down. You all settle down, and there is a nearby pit that appears to have had. It appears to have been made into a makeshift campsite for the time being, but it appears that it has since been abandoned.
Hubert,
Yes.
Can you check if the place is safe, please?
Of course.
Shall I accompany him?
Almost looks kind of like a mining camp.
Guess not. Sorry, I felt like my question was completely ignored, so...
Yeah. You didn't ask Hubert.
Well, I asked Adel, and
Elle doesn't know, so she's not answering yet.
I asked if I should accompany Hubert.
Yeah, she doesn't know, so she's not answering yet. She's just observing for
God
now.
damn it.
Hubert?
Sorry, I had to handle something.
No. Kitty issues?
Just a second.
I'm not imagining it's kitty problems, but I don't know. Kitty, kitty, kitty.
Alright, I'm back. Oh, and while I'm thinking about it, because someone said problems, next week I am going to have to cancel D&D
Ah, poo.
because on the 21st I will be having surgery, so I probably won't be feel like DMing.
Indeed.
Yeah,
On the
You know what's funny?
Yeah, that's fine.
You know what's funny? That's fine, because I'm actually going to be in the hospital, too, that week, on Thursday.
Chaos is also having a baby. He's also pregnant.
Oh, fuck
Damn it.
you.
Alright,
No,
so
I'm going to be hooked up to a lot of equipment, though.
Oh, cool.
Hubert
Sleep
will...
study.
Hubert, I'm having a hernia repaired.
Yummy.
Hubert will look around for a bit and says, "It seems fine. A bit abandoned, but it seems fine."
Beastie is gonna hop down.
Roll athletics. Okay,
Sweet.
you hop down with little issue.
Ada will walk down.
Yep, so will Otto.
Yes. LV will walk down, Thorgrim will run down.
Don't you look around and it'll just be like, Adel,
Yes.
where's your sister?
Hold on, that was my bad. That was a DM issue, not a...
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Eloise just looks over here.
Where the hell have you been?
Hey, where's she going?
He is observing something.
She
She looking at the
observing
frog.
She is looking at the frog.
Get Rocky. Yoink.
Ribbit.
Sorry about that, bud. Just really excited about, rock stuff.
Can I kind of like observe the area to see if there's any like traces of anything, like maybe a fire that was recently put out or something?
Sure, roll perception.
What's that one? No, it's that one.
It hasn't been put out recently. The fire is very cold and, very cold, meaning there hasn't been activity here in quite a few days at least.
Okay. Just gonna write that down.
Hubert,
Yes.
can I have my clock back now?
He takes the clock out and looks at it and says, "In a minute," and puts it away.
I'm just also gonna look around. Are there any like openings like within the pit at all? Like, is if there's like a cave or anything close by?
Roll a perception check.
Ooh.
Look at all these rocks!
Did you say rocks?
George not gonna get distracted by looking at rocks.
I was kind of curious to see if there's any sort of mining equipment around.
You're looking for what now?
Mining equipment, pickaxes, and other stuff like that.
Roll a perception.
Perception. Or perception. Go.
You look around and you see what appear to be broken pickaxes in some of the corners. Some of the crates have various ores inside them as well. It appears that it may have at one point been used as some form of mine, but you don't know how long it's been.
Turns out I was right. This was a mining camp at some point.
I was gonna go and look around. He's gonna start looking around, like around the camp and inside tents, to see if he can find anything of interest.
Roll an investigation.
I'm going to flash of genius that.
I love how just arbitrarily you throw that around.
Listen, it's such a strong ability for no reason.
Yeah, while that is true, you're investigating an abandoned camp.
You never know what you can find in an abandoned camp.
You
True.
find an old pack of jerky.
Jerky.
I feel like that was out of spite.
Well, originally there was nothing to find in this camp, so be grateful I gave you something.
And he'll find the jerky and be like, "Beastie."
Beastie will look over.
He'll toss her the pack of jerky.
She'll catch and look at it. Ooh, jerky. She'll take a bite of one.
It is tough but juicy.
Thanks, Bag.
No problem. Not really anything of note here at all, from what I could tell other than the jerky.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, have we thought to check the compass? Can I yell? Because I'm like a few distance away.
Of course. We'll check the compass, see which direction.
There was no need to yell, but yelling makes it funnier.
Yeah. Well, is it like 10 feet each square or something like that?
5.
It's 5. Oh.
Yeah, you're yelling at someone
Yelling for no
who's
reason.
Just 55 feet away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only
So,
that, but you're.
I mean,
you're not,
theoretically, it's like you're yelling at someone on the other side of the room.
Yeah, and you're not in combat, so I'm not going to impose difficulty of hearing.
Yeah, well, she yells it anyway.
No. Though again, for hilarity's sake, go
Gotta
ahead.
make sure she's heard.
Check the compass, knave.
Yes, madam.
Yes, I am checking the compass. Which direction does it now point?
It is now pointing south, southeast.
Check the map,
No,
To the map.
please.
you can check the map tomorrow when you start traveling. I'm not swapping maps again.
Yeah.
It is now pointing this way.
Alright, so we're making good progress at least.
Yes. So if we keep going any further, I believe it will be at a point where we miss it and we'll have to turn around.
Well, if we get to south or west after our journey tomorrow, then we'll know to adjust accordingly.
Indeed.
For those like ores, can I like ascertain if like they're expensive ores or anything? You know what I mean? Like, can I kind of
We deal with iron or we deal with some gold?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm curious about the ore now. Like, why would they leave that? It's
That
kinda
will
like
have to
question I'm
be.
posing.
That will have to be an investigation.
Oh.
And you
Well,
sure you don't want the
hell
dwarf to look at it?
Otto can assist. We're trying to assist.
How much do you know about ores, Otto?
How much do you know about rocks?
I
Because-
don't know if he'd know
Hey,
much
everyone,
about
let's look
rocks.
into the
He'd probably
rocks.
know like a lot about like material components. That'll probably be like the best he could guess or best he could like give out.
Because
That's
technically
actually a
speaking,
fair point.
DM knows how much Otto knows, but unless you specify what it is, DM's not going to give you the bonus.
And to be fair, Dwarf knows about stone working, not stone itself.
Yeah. I
You
think
have
it's that
the-
like
You have the same thing that would give you the bonus to this Thorgrim that Otto does. So
Can Aurora
Okay.
gesture to the dwarf to come over here and come look at these?
Jester?
You absolutely
Well,
can.
gesture.
Yeah, can she like wave over towards the dwarf to like come here, you know? Like frantically.
Yeah, gesture.
Not a gesture, you know, just
You mean gesture?
that one, yeah.
Gastric?
Gastric this way, please.
Okay.
Also, fun fact: my players have in fact found an undead jester. So
A
Yeah, he's
undead
fine.
jester?
yes, you've met one
Yeah.
of those two.
What was he
Forgive
gesturing?
me.
Finger.
I see.
The undead jester was
my.
gesturing.
An undead jester gestures with his finger.
How lewd.
But anyway, same rule applies to you, Matt. You have to tell me what you have that will give you your knowledge on ores.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know that I have the dwarven stone cutting, but it works on its origin of stone work.
Yeah, that's not the thing I am referring to.
Yeah.
So, you two will have to put your heads together and figure out what's going to give you your knowledge on ores.
Otto will kind of set down his comically large bag and will start going through, pulling out different sets of tools. Be like, "Is it these tools? Thorgrim, can you let me know which one of these usually works with ores again? I know how to use them, but I forgot which one's which."
These
He'll take out.
These two standing in the car will just peer into the bag. You
Yeah,
have
so we'll
boats?
start. Do I have a boat?
Yeah. For oars.
I don't.
Oh no. No.
Oh, I was
no.
just gonna ignore her and go back to digging in his bag. So he'll take out thieves' tools, tinker's tools, jeweler's tools, woodcarver's tools, a herbalism kit, alchemist supplies, and smith tools.
Christ, how much do you have in the bag?
A lot. I also have a dagger, rope, an ink pen, a letter from a dead friend, goggles, plate armor, a belt
Wait,
pouch.
did you say a
ink,
letter from a dead friend?
tinderbox. Oh yeah, one of my older friends died recently, so I kept his letter with me.
Oh heavens, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Just
it's
glanced
fine.
over that so quick.
I mean, he died of old age, so it kind of was bound to happen.
Oh,
Bag died too.
He died of old age. Oh, yeah, I don't know why old age killed him, or why he's named old age.
He still points over to Otto. Bag died too. So did Dwarf,
Two of us
and
have
she
it
points
at
at
one point or
Borgrim.
another.
So as
Wait,
Princess and Dancer and Gloomy and George and
sorry,
Priest.
they died?
Yes.
Actually, the priest technically has not died yet. He's just
She's
gotten
gonna poke
close.
the...
You have
Aurora's
died
gonna
once.
poke the dwarf,
Oh, never mind.
like, make
Ow.
sure they're still, like, flesh. Like,
Ow.
poke him in the face.
Ow!
Sorry,
yeah,
you still...
For context, we have technically died, but we were brought back with the Revivify spell.
Yeah, we have a couple people who know cleric magic.
Oh my god, that's traumatic. Christ.
Yeah, it sucks.
He's
Yeah, I
defensive.
wouldn't recommend it.
I got to see my wife though, which was nice.
You don't know what big
Oh.
problem is. It's like sleeping, but better.
Oh.
I don't know about better.
Also, back to what the, to look at the smith's tools, would you be able to remember if those are the ones that works with ores?
Okay.
Yeah.
What does a blacksmith do?
Works. It's the smith's tools.
Slaps Chris Rock.
Works with rocks and ores.
That was a good one.
No, hold on.
That was a good
Okay.
one.
Yeah,
What do blacksmiths do? What do they work with?
weapons.
No, they
No.
make weapons. What do they make weapons out of?
Yes.
Ores.
Weapons and armor, they're good at many things.
Yeah, and other things. Like
He'll
hammers.
then look at the smith's tools and he'll just give himself a face palm after that.
And
Oh.
then
Thorgrim
Now
will
that you-
kind of just look at Otto and, like, as he looks at his thieves' tools and pull out his own thieves' tools and be like, eh?
Smith's tools.
Or Smith's tools, yeah, sorry.
The hell?
Okay,
Yes,
listen,
it
I
was
want
the
to
smith's tools.
ascertain whether these are valuable ores, and the reason being is, why the hell would you leave them in a camp?
Yes.
Days on
Alright.
end. The fire's been out for a couple nights.
Do you want me to just make a check with my Smith's tools then?
You and Otto can both roll investigation with advantage because you have Smith's tools, meaning you work with ores on a regular basis.
Oh boy! Wow.
I was half tempted to do another flash of genius. I'm not.
This is all gonna be for nothing too. Watch. It's just iron.
Joke's on you, it's mostly copper.
Well, that's worse.
No, that's actually worse.
However, Otto, you do find one serene bluish silver ore that is within the mix of copper.
He'll pull it up and say, "This is the only one that kind of looks like it was of value in some way, or might have
Why
been."
would they leave that here? Would I have any familiarity with that ore, possibly from like Morath
Yeah.
or whatever?
The heck is that?
Maybe like shiny rock.
You go,
Roll,
what the heck is this check?
Aurora, you specifically get to roll an investigation with advantage. Otto, you can roll a regular investigation.
Okay.
Thorgrim, you've never seen this before.
Oh god damn!
Damn.
Hell, that. Well, hello.
It was the first nat 20.
Yeah, shit.
Oh yeah, first nat 20. Congrats.
Welcome to D&D!
Congratulations.
Hey, and what's even better, she's about to be very happy. This is known as Moonstone. It is an ore that has fallen from, believed to have fallen from the moon, and it is very rare and can be used to make very interesting baubles. The problem is, due to how rare it is very hard to find enough to make more than, say, a dagger of weaponry.
You found a moon's tear.
Can she, like, slowly, like, walk up to Otto, just, like, shocked of what it is?
If that's what you want to do, sure.
Thorgrim will just very slowly back away, because she's got that look in her eye.
Otto is gonna say,
Fangirling is about to happen.
I'm worried if that's a look of this is dangerous or if this is something that's actually really good.
No, it's a whole lot. I mean, we could sit down and I can explain it. It's like, oh, heavens. I just had to do this whole thing where I had to explain another thing. I don't know if you want me to, like, bore you to death. But essentially,
I don't mind.
it's a
I
really
like being
rare
explain
ore.
things.
Oh, okay. She's gonna, like, pat the ground. Like, is there, like, a rock nearby that we can sit on?
Sure.
Alright. And then she's gonna go into another long-winded rant about Moonstone and basically regurgitate what the DM just said.
Otto will listen intently. You're talking to one of the few people in this group that will definitely enjoy listening to explanations.
Yes, and you're talking about rocks, so Thorgrim's not far away. Rock. Stop that.
And she's gonna say, well, it's rare and you should hold on to it. You can make really interesting things with it. Or you can just put it on a necklace or something if that's your fancy.
That could be interesting.
If you have no use for it, I mean, I'm particularly, you know, she'll point to her dress that's like adorned with like moon and stuff, you know, like crescent moons.
He'll actually just straight up hand it over to you and be like, take it as a gift, as a welcome to the group, I guess.
She's gonna hold it and just like gawk at it and just kind of stare at it.
Well, geez.
If I ever find someone who can do something with it, I'll let you know, so.
Perhaps a necklace or bracelet or something.
Bestial sits up in the cart. Get Fire Shortman to do it.
Fire Shortman to do it.
Yeah, Fire Shortman.
It's
What's
talking
Fire
about.
Shortman? She's
I
gonna
was
cross her
talking-
arms curiously.
She's talking about Agamas, someone we can summon who works with weaponry and materials and can make things out of materials. Most of the time, depending on what we give them.
What would I need with a weapon? I mean, she's gonna like wave her hand. She's like, I have magic.
I mean, you can see if you can turn it into like a necklace or a bracelet.
That could be nice. Decisions. Though, why leave a bunch of copper behind? I guess. Can we like look in the crates and stuff nearby as well?
Sure.
Like, are those like torn open? Like, can I kind of?
You can go through them, yes.
Well, I don't want to go through that. I just kind of want to know, like, was there stuff left behind?
You'll have
You
to
know what
roll.
I'm saying? Like, okay. Yeah, what would I roll?
You'll have to roll investigation.
Oh god. Oh, that's so bad.
It may be
Crates
bad.
are made of crates.
It may be bad, but it's not bad enough. But yes, the crates are made of crate.
Oh.
Easy will just rest her, like, arms on the edge of the cart, and we'll look around, like, the crater. Like, her brain is slowly forming a thought. Then we'll look over it. If ore came from the sky and it made a thing in ground, a big hole in ground when it land, and people come here and sit here for such long time, then she snaps her fingers. Does that mean person on the moon is the reason why they left stone behind?
We're so close.
Otto will kind of look at the beastie, and he'll kind of snap his own fingers if he came to a thought. Thorgrim?
Yeah?
would you be able to tell if this crater was made naturally or if it was like dug out?
Does that fall under stone cutting?
It would, in fact, fall under stone cutting.
Oh!
Cool. So I get to add double my modifier to this, which is a lot, actually. Just a moment. That, so proficient, and add double proficiency. Okay, so that is that plus that. Oh my god, I rolled a 2. Ah!
You'd also add your intelligence modifier if you have any.
I don't.
Okay, so
Otto will
look.
assist with the flash of genius.
And so it's 17.
So you look around, and you can tell that it was, in fact, it was not caused by an impact. This was naturally dug out, based on the fact that there is a walkway that was very clearly created. Your guess is that it landed a long time ago, and natural erosion caused it to be buried until it was uncovered by the miners.
No dice. It seems to have landed a long time ago. Then, the earth, eroded, and then the miners came and dug shit up and created this. So, this isn't just because of the big rock falling.
Huh. Okay.
Good thought, though.
Well, regardless, maybe we should use it and rest overnight.
Yeah, probably. We're probably not going to get too much done tonight.
Probably not.
Excellent.
Does anybody else want to do anything before bed?
Ada will look to Hubert.
Willow's just watching the sister.
I guess Glorious go first.
He's just watching
George
the
will-
sister, apparently.
Alright.
George will look over to Scalodius and be like, it's impolite to stare.
Well, someone's got to keep an eye on her.
She's not a prisoner, says Adel.
I didn't say she was.
And
I just care about the well-being.
And stop staring at her like she's going to stab you in the back.
Scalise looks confused in that. Because he was staring more like it was a child who was in a dangerous spot. Sorry, it just reminds me of back at the orphanage that some of the children can be a little mischievous, and all I want to do is make sure they're going to be okay.
Not
She's a grown woman.
Don't say that out loud, or she really will stab you in the back.
Which one?
That she's a child.
He said he didn't say she was a child. He said she reminds him of a child.
That's what I meant. By the way, can I have my clock back now?
Willow's just kind of watching all this.
I don't know, milady, can you?
I can, she says while extending her hand to Hubert.
I'm glad you know that you can have it back, he says, not giving it back to you.
Give me back my clock.
Oh, that was very rude, my lady.
You know, my lady, usually, I know you are of high standings, but usually us common folk have a word for that.
Please
To get
give
something
me,
what they want.
Please give me back my clock.
Hubert will eventually give you said clock.
She'll take it and huff.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he was looking for you to just say, may you have your clock back.
I was.
She glares at Hubert.
He smiles to you.
Jubilee just giggles.
Alright, everyone. Be sure to get enough rest for tomorrow.
Understood, milady. I will make sure to have my spells prepped and ready.
Gloom Hollow?
Elvie will draw herself up and just sort of look all with a surprising amount of importance and just go, if I may have all of your attention, please, specifically a certain new member of our pointed look at Aurora. I would like to present all of you. She takes out the door, the small porcelain door statue, places it in midair, lets go, and the porcelain statue remains in place. She pulls it, almost like she's undoing a door or opening a door with a door handle, pulls it open, and there's an extra dimensional space that just appears out of nowhere. And
Yay, mansion time!
She ushers to the group and says, "Welcome to Alviriel's extravagant date."
Huh?
Made him like a magic house or something. It's really cool.
We have a shelter.
We have a house.
Magic.
When Elvie doesn't use her high spells, she actually has enough magic to make a whole shelter for us, and it's like a mansion.
I'll explain the mansion, how it's a magic mansion in an interdimensional space, and yada yada yada. We'll start rambling, doing his auto rambles.
Have you ever seen Doctor Who?
No, I haven't. I heard it's good, but I've never seen it yet. It's my fault. It's my fault.
Okay, it's a door that leads to a mansion. That's all you need to know.
Oh, so it's like... Okay, I kind of get the concept.
An alternate dimension that is taking the form of a very fancy house.
Okay.
Yes. And as Aurora enters, Elvie will say, "I have rooms specifically tailored to every single member of this group, and I am currently working on formulating one for you. However, it is not complete yet, so you only have one room out of the 3-person suite the others have. I will get to the other 2 rooms in time. Apologies."
Okay, well, I appreciate the gesture.
You're welcome.
Gesture, and she's gonna be like confused while holding her stone still. Her mind's like focused on that,
Jubilee leans over to Elvie. I'm guessing you might want to do a lunar theme.
Oh yes, I already have ideas.
In the meantime, I suppose you can always see all of our rooms.
Indeed. I could even pull out the write-up I did.
Get the short story ready.
Yeah, which I will be adding to eventually because I need to think up rooms for the other.
We got 2 new members.
Yep. Means like
2 new members and a temporary ally, I guess.
yeah.
Guest. We probably have a guest room, which is probably the current room she's staying in.
Yeah. Well, I have. Yeah.
Ziza is not entering the mansion.
Oh. Very well.
I'll look over to Ziza. Sister, why aren't you entering this mansion?
I do not want to.
Why not?
She just opens one eye and looks at you and says, "I simply do not wish to."
He'll start floating up towards her with her dark ether wings. Well, I trust that you can be safe on your own out here. Don't you think it would be better if you spent some time inside with me? We could talk about things. Like how the kingdom has been doing.
It's been doing fine.
How your time in the kingdom has been going?
Boring.
Until
recently.
About my own adventures in this lands?
I presume they have been going fine, given your strength.
You don't want to know the details?
What'd you say?
You don't want to know the details?
He sighs to this and says, "You're going to badger me until I agree, aren't you?"
Yeah.
I swear I hope none of your friends have ever had younger sisters.
She kind of says this for a moment. Actually, I don't think they do. At least if they do, they haven't spoken about them.
Then they are lucky. Younger sisters prove to be more annoying than anything else, but she does eventually stand.
They'll touch back down the ground and head into the mansion.
Does Thorgrim hear this?
Yes.
Thorgrim will shout behind him as he's walking in. I do. Her name's Catherine.
Because she is annoying as Adel.
In a different way. A very dwarven way. Lots of swear words, lots of fighting.
And with that, you all enter the mansion.
Actually, before I enter, well, dang, never mind. I don't think this will work. God damn it, Otto, I thought you had the alarm spell.
Actually, just before the group starts filing into the LV, we'll sort of, as she's ruminating about bedding arrangements and just room arrangement, she will have her eureka moment, snap her fingers, and just before everyone enters, we'll know exactly how her three-bedroom or her three-room setup is going to be. Just be like, aha! I figured it out. I need to write it down first, though. Or I need to write it down, though. I do have a bit of an idea.
All right.
Yeah. Do we want to go through that, or do?
You can post it in general chat, and we can read it eventually.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'll do that after the session then, because I'll take the time to properly write it down.
Because that way it doesn't rush you, and we can all read it at our leisure.
All right, sounds good.
It actually does have it. Okay. Then, as everyone's heading inside, Otto. Never tried this before, so this will be interesting to see how this works out. Otto will ritual cast Alarm to be notified within 20 feet of the door.
Okay. What's the
Actually, wait. Let's say, no one can see the door. It's just invisible, isn't it?
I think it's invisible when it's shut, so.
Oh, okay. We'll just blow it in there, and then I'll just post Alarm.
Are you posting alarm outside the door or inside the door?
Outside the door.
Okay. What's your alarm?
You said what the notification is gonna be for him?
Yes, what's your alarm?
Oh, it'll just be I'm trying to think. It's gonna be a goat scream.
Okay.
Screaming, God damn it.
Well, no, it won't be. Well, he's setting up to where it'll mentally ping him, so he'll hear a goat scream.
I was thinking it would be something like this.
Oh, shit!
There. Oh yeah, the alarm's gonna be mental for Otto himself, so it's gonna be a goat scream for him that wakes him up.
Okay.
I love that I made the soundboard here.
Yes.
10 after 20.
I wish I had nitro because then I could have more.
And he'll do that before he steps inside after everyone else.
Alrighty. So, is there any sort of character interaction you all want to have before you settle down for the evening?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is if we'll know more about the mansion, but, you know, that's all for me. I want to tell her about the mansion.
What, like, kind of magic this is? Is she, like, aware?
You would need to roll an Arcana for that.
Oh, I am Arcana kind of girly. Oh, I am.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
we know exactly this. Yeah.
If you would be so kind as to post what the spell does in Roll20, Matt.
Yes. Yeah, you know this is very high level arcane magic.
You know, this is very high level.
Dwelling in a range that lasts the duration. You can choose where the entrance is located. The entrance and there's aliens, oh my gosh. Any creature you guys know when you can ask until the question.
Imagine she's just saying this out loud.
Close the portal within seconds. The portal is invisible. Beyond the portal is a magnificent player with a stranger. The atmosphere is fresh, clean, and warm. You can create any portal you like, but the two schematics you can use usually. Oh my gosh. The vision through the sleep night, but oh my god. Visual effects. Oh, okay. They greatly obedience to your orders. Each servant can run tasks and but they can't. Another creature that's closed like adventure, but they cannot leave it. Finishing other objects created by the spell to sit in the sub, remove from the dimension when the spell ends, and the creature has actually inside the okay.
I like this spell. I call it the gift that keeps on giving because it allows me to make the floor plan exactly how I want it, so I use it to make a bunch of references and fun things that my friends can enjoy.
Ah, I've heard of this kind of magic. Is it... It's a lot to manage, no?
It took quite a long time to learn, yes. It's,
Fascinating it is.
It requires not a whole lot in expenditure, but a lot of my arcane energies to produce.
Yeah.
I can only do it once per day.
Just gonna kind of like tap the walls on the inside. Crazy
The wall.
magic it is. Or like the, you know, like the...
Sounds just like
Something-
a wall. Thump, thump, thump.
Yeah. Well, she's gonna like just tap it. I don't know. Crazy
It is.
how like, you know, convincing it is.
I mean, it is physically there, technically. It's a
Yeah.
conjuration spell, so.
Always fascinated me.
It is truly a wonderful spell, which I really enjoy using. Create a domicile that my customized to our liking.
Beats staying in a regular camp, honestly. It's amazing.
Very much so. Do you require any food or drink? Anything specific?
I'm not too picky. I mean, I want to try new things, right?
Yeah, of course. Do you have anything in mind?
What? Hey, Dan, what's like a really fancy dish? Like something extra.
Chicken cordon bleu.
Yummy.
Yeah, could you request that? There you go.
Yeah.
Cordon bleu.
Oh,
And can I have like a fine red wine?
Don Perignon.
Yeah.
yeah, oh, the really fancy stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Elvie will snap
And
her
she gets this like it's casual.
Elvie will snap her fingers and call a servant and request the wine and food choice.
Oh
They-
my word.
George is just look at us like, what the fuck did they just say?
Chicken cordon bleu and Don Perignon. Hubert
Oh.
recites to you very casually, George.
What the fuck is that?
It is a dish of chicken and a fine wine.
Oh. Amazing.
Huh.
So do keep in mind anything that you bring out of the mansion will immediately appear, as it is only a real object inside the mansion.
You'll stay here forever. And she's gonna walk with like her dish and swirl her wine, like dancing in a little glass.
Unfortunately, that is impossible. In about 24 hours, if you are still in the mansion, it will basically launch you back out of it.
Paradise is only temporary.
Indeed. And trust me, the paradise has only just begun. I have been taking great lengths to fashion something to be specific to your particular motifs.
Oh,
shall
is there
we
like a library perchance with like novels or any types of literature?
Elby kind of just gives you the look of, like, just deadpan silence for a moment and just says, I'm a high-level wizard. What do you take me for?
And then, like, Aurora's gonna whisper casually, do you have one with, like, a romance section? Just, like, tons of romance novels.
It is a small romance section. I, unfortunately, do not dabble in
Sorry.
the library.
Sorry I started laughing, but I don't know whose mic it came from, but whenever you were saying Elvie stares at you in a deadpan way and says, a squeak toy went off in my ears.
My puppy has a squeak toy right now, and I'm, like, sitting on the ground playing with him a little bit, so he's, like, squeaking his, like, squeak toy.
So just the mental image of Elvie squeaking like a squeak toy got to me.
Well, can you show me the way to the and then she's gonna whisper again, the romance section?
You know the way.
Of course, they are rather... Each area of the library is very particularly labeled. This way, please.
She's gonna follow along happily with her wine and fancy chicken.
And I will lead her to the library and specifically to the romance section. Unfortunately, it is one of the smallest sections in the library.
Oddly
yeah.
enough, it seems to have expanded now that one of the guests wished to read romance novels.
Oh, interesting.
And
As-
Aurora's just gonna light up. Just like,
As the mansion does its best to accommodate the desires of all who is within it.
Mother says that all these romance books are brain rot, but they're so nice. And she's gonna start just like looking through all the romance novels.
That is actually not technically incorrect, as
Yeah.
beholders don't have relationships.
Their only relationship is with the things they want to use their eye lasers on.
No,
Yeah.
their relationship is me, myself, and I, except for in the case of Aurora, because Aurora is special.
I guess. Elvie will very calmly stand and watch as, I assume, completely fangirls and start pouring through all of the romance novels.
Yeah. Could she just find one like called like Rogues of Love or some random shit? I don't know. I can't think of like a random romance title.
Yeah, you will.
Oh.
I think you will like this one in particular.
Her eyes are just gonna light up, and then she's gonna try and find like a comfortable area to. Because I'm pretty sure I don't have to rest, do I? I have to like only meditate for 4 hours for a long
Technically,
rest.
yes.
Yeah, technically.
You are an elf, so you get the cheaty long rests.
Indeed.
Oh.
The not so long rest, as I call it.
Yeah. She's gonna excitedly take the book and go find somewhere comfortable to read.
Toby will also take a book from the shelf and also read.
The romance novel that you have found is The Dolt and the Dragoness, which tells the story of a very energetic but seemingly stupid main character who is trying to woo a dragonborn woman.
Oh, these ones are always the best. The main characters are so stupid.
Well, stupidity does have its charm sometimes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The main character makes a lot of puns, which the dragonborn woman does not like at the beginning of the story, but slowly and surely grows to tolerate to some degree.
I find the main character's use of puns both exasperating and amusing.
Yeah, I kind of see how she slowly gets used to him over time.
Indeed.
Quite fascinating that.
You can see her fondness for him scales quite a bit.
And then, like, slowly while she reads the book, she's gonna have her wine swirling.
Did you get it?
Yes, I got it. I did.
I was asking Aurora, like, did you get it?
Oh, sorry. Say again? She was, like, lost in her book.
The fondness for the main character scaled over time.
I do get it. I see the puns have affected you.
Yes, I fear I've read that book one too many times.
Oh, see? Like romance novels.
Occasionally. Knowledge is one thing, but occasionally, even I like to relax.
She's gonna gently, like, close the book, but have her, like, finger kind of in it to keep track of where she was. Say, Mother always said these books were brain rot. I find them so fascinating.
Imagination is never brain rot, as you call it. Imagination is everything.
Wish Mother felt that way. She's gonna go back to reading.
Yes. Beholders are not particularly personable people or creatures. It appears your mother is an exception.
Oh, Mother. Yeah. She's gonna, like, try and brush it off.
Maybe we'll just sort of lean back and continue reading.
Alright. Anybody else have anything they want to do?
I think Thor's just in the kitchen eating, like usual.
Or it's just
Gelodius will. Go ahead.
Oh, George's just vibing in the lounge room, kind of like checking his equipment, his swords, summoning one, putting it back into his dimensional space, summoning another one. Same, just checking his equipment, things like that.
Alright.
It'll end up nothing. Either is beastie. They just chill.
Gelodius.
Feasting with Thorgrim.
Alright. So, it's safe to say that you are all settling down for your long rest then?
Indeed. However, just before we do, Elvie will take Aurora to a room designated with her name on it in rather elegant cursive on the door, and will open it to to her and will show her that she has a 3-bedroom suite. Well, one's a sitting room, one's a bedroom. It's a special, unique room that is different for every person. And Elvie will guide Aurora to the specific room in her case and will open the door to it. And the place is inside, but as she opens the door, you suddenly are outside, and the floor gives way to dew-covered grass, and you look up, and the ceiling is an endless expanse of starry, moonlit sky, and the moon is full, just sitting up in the sky as it normally does, and you are in a clearing at nighttime, and there's forest all around you and grass underneath, so various, and after a moment there is a cascade of flittering butterflies that dance across the sky in prismatic colors, reds to blues to greens to yellows to purples, just all different manner of colors. Elvie will look to Aurora and say, if you ever need a place to relax, you can come here.
Aurora's just gonna plop into the grass and lay down and look at the sky. And sigh and say thank you.
You're welcome. Every one of my allies has a place like this. Not specifically like this, but a place where they can be themselves. And, so if I noted your love of them, which is expected, your love of butterflies, your love of nature. So I thought I would give you a place that has all of that.
It's amazing. It's truly breathtaking.
Well, I'm glad you like it. If you have any suggestions for modifications, I would love to hear them at some point. Whenever you...
She's gonna stop and say, no, it's perfect, because, you kind of capture what she likes, yeah.
Good. Shall I leave you to it then? Do you wish to relax here?
Yes, that would be amazing. Thank you.
Very well. Good night. And she will return to her quarters.
Alright. It's such a shame that you didn't join us way back when I started introducing the moon as doing stuff, because I had a very good poem during one of the encounters my players were on.
A poem?
Yeah. Do you not remember it?
No. What was the poem?
Let's see. I'm probably not going to say it word for word, but
Paraphrase.
in the night of the pale moon's light, 5 brave fools came in the night. One brought iron, one brought stone, one brought power to move on its own. One brought knowledge and the power to think. The last brought nothing, for he paused and he blinked.
Ooh, spooky.
Yes, I remember the frickin' statue now and that bullshit. And when we went outside and the moon was just mean mugging us. Can you imagine how terrifying it is? You go out a fucking door, you look up, and the moon is an eye that's staring at you.
You destroyed it.
And now, you know what I think about that? That's our mother.
But But you destroyed something that was made in her honor.
Motherfucker was trying to snap our necks like a Slim Jim. What were we supposed to do?
I didn't say it was nice. I said it was made in her honor. Alright, so Otto. About 3 hours into your sleep, you get a goat scream in your head, followed by another goat scream, and then another, as it appears there is a small downside to alarm. As it triggers when something of tiny or larger size goes near.
Oh no.
And do you know what a tiny sized creature is, Otto?
So like a mouse or an ant.
Or a bug.
Otto will open his eyes and will rub his eyes. He's like, God damn it. I don't think he can dispel it either, can he?
Yeah, sure. It's your magic. You can turn it off.
Okay, he'll turn off the...
Constant screaming.
I was gonna have, once he went back to bed after he investigated, I was gonna go have Aurora just, kind of step in and out and be like, wow, it's just so similar to the room, the night sky. And just keep stepping back in and out.
He'll eventually, just for security's sake, he'll go to where the normal door of the mansion will be, and we'll just check outside and make sure there's nothing out there first.
There is a literal flock of what appear to be mosquitoes just buzzing around near where the door is.
I expected it to be tiny geese, not gonna lie.
He'll roll his eyes, dispel the alarm, and close the door back up.
Alright.
And we'll head back to his room and go back to sleep.
Other than that, there were no other events that occurred during the night. And the next morning, you will all wake up to a breakfast made by the mansion's near invisible servants, giving you the ability to eat before you begin your travels again.
Eat. Whatever you request will be provided.
And this is where I must part because I have to go get ready to raid.
Oh,
Hopefully
have
last
fun.
time. Thank you guys, I appreciate
Last time
it.
ever.
I'll see you guys with this group for sure. I'll see you guys not next week, week after, right?
We have to see how my recovery is going, but most
Okay,
likely,
yeah,
yes.
you please recover well. I hope
No.
everything goes good. No,
I'm gonna recover. I'm gonna recover poorly just to spite you.
No,
Thank you guys
no.
so much for having me, okay? Later.
Thank you.
See you guys in a week or two.
Have a good night.
Thank
I'll
you
get
for
the
joining.
stuff sorted with JP. I'll make him sit down with me tonight. Thank you. Bye. Tane,
Bye.
Tane.
Bye.
Later.
Now, the rest of you.
Oh, God. Roll initiative. Up for the rest of you. Roll initiative as you didn't check the meal.
As all of those bugs flew in after Otto, and they were secretly evil.
They're all they're all druids in mosquito form.
They're all rogues. Sneak attack damage.
Imagine. I just had a okay. Hold on. Imagine how crazy it would be if you were able to be like a monk rogue, and you polymorph and you like wild shape into a mosquito and still get sneak attack.
I mean, ain't fairies tiny?
Yes. However, first off, there isn't really an official D&D fairy race.
Really?
The one that is used commonly is a homebrew one. Secondarily, by all technicalities, even as a rogue, the fairy would never be able to deal more than 1 damage to a medium-sized creature.
Okay. Why?
There are damage restrictions. Now, although rules is written will allow them to, say, get their 10d6 sneak attack damage on their attack, the unfortunate thing is there's this wonderful rule that I like to refer to as the rule of logic. A fairy, no matter how tiny, unless it goes into your insides, is going to be able to deal more than 1 damage to you with its short sword. Because that's, you know, it's stabbing something that's less than an inch long into your skin. So, even if they are the sneakiest mamma jammas in the world because of how tiny they are, they're not threatening. Because they can't...
They're as threatening as mosquito.
I would like to counter by saying, look what Kratos did to Kronos.
Yeah, the difference between that is Kratos is a god. So, that's not really comparing the same thing.
I mean, Kronos was also a god, so, like, you know...
It's still not comparing the same thing, because a fairy needs to breathe. Guess what a fairy can't do if it goes inside someone? Kratos, on the other hand, as far as we know, doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah, he does. He just holds his breath.
But
He's got like an iron lungs. He can probably breathe for a while.
But you get the picture. You know, ultimately, a creature of that size can't logically harm a creature such a considerable size difference.
Unless it finds a very specific point.
This is what poisons are for.
By the way, I'm just gonna throw that out there. Thor's boss fight in God of War Ragnarok is one of the best boss fights I've ever seen in my life.
It is really good.
So good.
So not spoilers, it's like the first big fight you do in the game.
It's so good. Oh.
Alright, so, back to D&D. As I had to go on my little rant there for a second.
Yes, absolutely. So, are we just going to continue on, or is there...
Well, we still have to go southeast.
Yeah.
So, are we ready to just... Are we just going to eat and then leave the mansion, and then...
I mean, unless anyone has any concerning things they want to bring up, any things they want to say, I guess after we eat and leave.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm referring to.
I don't have anything at the moment.
I'm judging by the silence of the other two. I'm guessing no.
It does not appear that anything else needs to go on.
Otto will raise his hand, actually.
Oh. You have the floor.
If you ever try doing an alarm spell, make sure to not put it where bugs can crawl to.
Ah, noted.
What about flying bugs? Asked Beastie.
Otto will then go into a I'm trying to forget the word for this. Otto will then go into a mental conundrum trying to consider how the hell he can do a alarm cell without having a bug pass through it.
Inside.
What?
If it is inside of a building, then there's a lesser chance that a bug could pass by.
Yeah, I guess that would be true. But we stay outside so much.
Indeed. I'm simply stating that that would solve your bug problem. It wouldn't solve other problems, but it would solve the bug problem.
Oh. Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, that was it.
Good point. I will have to consider that myself. Anyway, shall we?
Let's.
Sweet. Come along.
We lost somebody.
Huh?
Oh.
Oh, that was finally her leaving. Okay.
Yes. She gonna do stuff.
Alright. Southeast. Never eats. Okay.
Southeast.
Alright, hold on. You get the fuck back there. You get the fuck back there.
Get the fuck over here.
So, as you are all passing over... as you are all passing over that tile there, as you are flying in the air... Hold on, I actually have to figure out where... There it is. I need to bring up a map so that I can describe the city to you. As you are passing over there, you notice that there is in fact a city within that tile. It is a walled city that has a small river that goes under two portions of the walls, allowing the denizens within the city to have access to fresh water, and another grouping of farmland as well as small domiciles arranged outside the walls exist as well.
Do I happen to know what this location is?
Not off the top of your head, no.
Would Otto be able to figure out what this location might be?
Yes.
Roll a history, I guess.
Yes, I would like to also roll histoire.
Maybe you still also roll a histoire?
Sure.
La histoire.
Well.
One of these things is not like the other.
Unfortunately, nobody is familiar with the city that would be located there.
Goodness gracious.
Can I? Wait, does that
You cannot Flask of Genius after I have given.
Damn it! I was gonna. God damn it!
After I've already said the outcome, you had your chance. Instead, you laughed at Beasties 4.
Hey, thanks for watching the video until the end. If you want to see more of my stuff, click on either the vids on screen or check out my YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and check the description for more places to follow me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be seeing you.